Most riders don't drop their bike at high speed. They don't lose it on the highway. They don't crash mid-corner at 80 kilometers per hour. They drop it in a parking lot, doing something simple, something slow, something that should feel easy, a U-turn. And it never looks dramatic. It's quiet. It's awkward. It's that slow moment where the bike leans just a little too far, and there's nothing left to save it. And here's the part that messes with your head. It doesn't feel like you did anything wrong. It feels normal. You were just turning, just controlling the bike, just doing what you've always done. And that's exactly why it keeps happening. Because the mistakes behind it don't feel like mistakes. They feel like the right thing in the moment. So you repeat them again and again until one day the bike tips over. Not because U-turns are hard, but because a few small things are happening at the same time, and they quietly work against you. Today, I'm going to break down 5 of those mistakes. Not big, obvious ones, small ones, the kind that slip past your attention. And there's one in here, the last one, that almost everyone does, even riders who've been riding for years. Once you see it, you won't unsee it. And more importantly, once you fix it, the whole turn starts to feel different. But before we get there, we need to start with the first thing most riders don't even realize they're doing, because it begins before the bike even starts turning. Mistake 1, looking down instead of through. Watch any rider struggling with U-turns. You'll notice it almost instantly. Their eyes drop, not all the way down at first, just slightly, toward the front wheel, toward the ground, toward the space right in front of the bike. It feels natural. It feels like control, like you're keeping an eye on things, making sure nothing goes wrong. But that small shift changes everything. Because at low speed, your balance doesn't come from speed, it comes from direction. And direction comes from your eyes. Your body follows where you look, and the bike follows your body. So when your eyes drop, your direction disappears. Now, the bike doesn't have a clear path. It doesn't know where it's going. And that's when it starts to feel unstable. You feel that little wobble, that slight hesitation. And without even thinking, you try to fix it, usually by tightening your grip or turning the bars a bit more. But that just adds more tension, more instability. And now you're in a cycle, all because of where you're looking. The fix sounds simple, but it feels strange at first. Instead of looking down, you turn your head fully. Not halfway, not just your eyes, your whole head. You look where you want the bike to go, at the end of the turn, and you hold that vision. At first, it feels uncomfortable, like you're not paying attention to what's right in front of you. But give it a few tries in an empty space. Something changes. The bike starts to move smoother. The wobble reduces. You're not forcing the turn anymore. It starts to happen naturally. And here's what most riders don't realize. When your eyes lead properly, you don't need to fight the bike as much. Which brings us to the next mistake. Because this is where riders start trying too hard and the bike starts pushing back. Mistake 2, using the handlebars instead of body control. This is where the struggle becomes visible. You'll see a rider entering a U-turn. Everything looks okay at first, but then the turn tightens, and suddenly they start working the handlebars. More input, more force. They turn harder, faster, sharply, trying to make the bike go where they want. But instead of helping, it makes things worse. The bike feels heavy, resistant, like it doesn't want to turn. And now it becomes a fight. Here's what's really happening. At low speed, the bike isn't meant to be forced through the turn using the bars alone. That works at higher speeds. But here, balance matters more than steering input. If your body stays stiff, if you're sitting upright and tense, the bike loses its natural flow. It feels like you're dragging it through the turn. But when your body relaxes, when you allow a slight shift in your weight, everything changes. You're not forcing the bike anymore. You're guiding it. The pressure disappears. The movement becomes smoother, and the turn feels lighter. But here's the tricky part. Most riders don't notice they're stiff. They think they're relaxed until the bike starts to lean. That's when the tension kicks in. Shoulders tighten, arms lock, grip gets stronger. And without realizing it, you're back to fighting the bike. So the key here isn't just use your body. It's staying relaxed while the bike is leaning, letting the movement happen, not reacting to it with tension. And when you combine that with proper vision, you start to feel control instead of resistance. But even with those two fixed, There's something else that quietly breaks the balance mid-turn, and it usually happens right when things start to feel a little uncomfortable. Mistake 3. Rolling off the throttle mid-turn. This one is subtle. You don't notice it right away because it feels like the safe thing to do. You enter the U-turn with a little throttle. Everything feels okay. The bike is moving, you're in control. Then halfway through the turn, something feels off. Maybe the lean feels a bit more than you expected. Maybe the turn feels tighter. And without thinking, you roll off the throttle. Just a little. Just to slow things down. But that small change has a big effect because now the bike loses momentum. And at low speed, momentum is what keeps the bike stable. Without it, balance becomes harder. Now you're in the tightest part of the turn with less stability than before. And that's where things start to fall apart. The bike wobbles, your body reacts, tension increases, and suddenly it feels like you're about to lose it. Most drops happen right here, not at the start, not at the end, right in the middle, because that's where the throttle disappears. Here's the shift you need to make. Throttle is not for speed. Throttle is for stability. You keep it steady, not high, not aggressive, just steady. And instead of using the throttle to control how fast you go, you use the clutch. You slip it slightly. You adjust speed without killing the engine's pull. Think about it this way. Throttle keeps the bike balanced. Clutch controls how fast you move. Once you separate those two, everything becomes easier. But this is where many riders get confused, because even when they try to keep the throttle steady, something else sneaks in and disrupts the balance even faster. And it feels even more correct in the moment, which is why it catches so many riders off guard. We'll get into that next. Mistake 4. Grabbing the front brake. This one surprises a lot of riders when they finally notice it, because using the brake feels like control. It feels responsible, like you're correcting something before it gets worse. But in a slow U-turn, especially when the bars are turned, the front brake can work against you very fast. Here's why. At low speed, your bike is already in a delicate state. The front wheel is turned. The bike is slightly leaned. Your balance depends on smooth inputs. Now imagine adding a sudden front brake, even a light one. What happens? The front suspension compresses, weight shifts forward, the balance changes instantly. And because your bars are already turned, that weight shift doesn't stay centered. It pulls the bike to one side. That's why the drop feels so sudden. It's not gradual. It's not something you can slowly correct. It just tips. And by the time you realize it, your foot is already reaching for the ground. This is why riders say, it just fell. Because from the outside, it really looks like that. But inside the moment, it was triggered by that small front brake input. So what should you do instead? If you need to slow down mid-turn, you go to the rear brake. Gently, smoothly. The rear brake stabilizes the bike. It doesn't pull weight forward in the same way. It keeps the movement controlled. And when you combine that with steady throttle and clutch control, you get something important: predictability. The bike behaves in a way you can understand. Not sudden, not sharp, not surprising, just controlled. But here's where it gets interesting. Even when riders understand this, even when they stop using the front brake, there's still one mistake left. And this one doesn't feel like a mistake at all. It feels like caution. It feels like you're being careful. And because of that, most riders never question it. They keep doing it for years, and it quietly makes every U-turn harder than it needs to be. Mistake 5. Trying to stay perfectly upright. This is the big one, the one that ties everything together, and the one most riders don't even realize they're doing. When you go into a U-turn, what's your instinct? Stay upright. Keep the bike straight. Don't lean too much. Don't take risks. It feels safer because leaning feels like you're closer to losing balance. So you resist it. You try to keep both yourself and the bike as upright as possible. But here's what actually happens. When the bike stays upright, it can't turn tightly. It needs lean to turn. Without it, the turning radius increases. So what do? You turn the bars more. You force the direction. And now you're back to fighting the bike. It feels heavy again, unstable again. And the tighter the turn gets, the worse it feels. That's why many riders run wide during U-turns. They can't complete the turn smoothly. So they either put a foot down or they panic and stop. But there's a different way to think about it. Instead of trying to keep everything upright, you separate your body from the bike. You let the bike lean while you stay slightly more upright, not completely straight, just a little more upright than the bike. This creates balance. The bike gets the lean it needs to turn, and you stay in a position where you feel in control. It's not extreme, it's not dramatic, it's a small shift, but it changes everything. Suddenly, the turn tightens naturally. You don't need to force the bars. You don't need to fight the movement. It flows. And this is the moment where most riders realize something. The bike was never the problem. The technique was. But here's what makes this mistake tricky. It hides behind the feeling of safety because staying upright feels safe. Leaning feels risky, even though in this situation, it's actually the opposite. And once you understand that, everything else you've worked on starts to click. Your vision leads better. Your body stays relaxed. Your throttle stays steady. Your braking becomes smoother. It all connects. And that's when U-turns stop feeling like a challenge and start feeling normal. Now step back for a second. Think about all 5 mistakes together. Looking down, fighting the handlebars, rolling off the throttle, grabbing the front brake, trying to stay upright. Each one on its own doesn't seem like a big deal. You could get away with one of them, maybe even 2. But when they stack together, that's when things fall apart. Because they all remove stability in small ways. A little here, a little there. Until the bike has nothing left to hold on to. And that's when it tips. Slow, awkward, and completely avoidable. But here's the good part. You don't need to master U-turns. You don't need advanced skills. You don't need perfect control. You just need to remove the mistakes. That's it. Instead of trying to do more, you focus on doing less of what hurts you. Next time you practice, don't think about everything at once. Pick one thing, just one. Maybe it's your vision. Maybe it's keeping steady throttle. Maybe it's trusting the lean. Work on that one piece, then slowly add the others. And you'll notice something. The bike didn't suddenly become easier. You just stopped making it harder. And once that clicks, you'll start to feel something different. Confidence. Not because you forced it, but because the bike finally makes sense. And that changes how you ride everywhere. Not just in parking lots, not just in U-turns, but in every slow maneuver where control actually matters. And that's the part most riders miss. These small details don't just fix one problem, they change your entire riding experience. If you're into this kind of breakdown, the small things that actually make a big difference. That's what I focus on here. There's also a channel membership, the Auto Nerd Crew. It's for riders who want to understand what they're doing, not just go through the motions. No pressure. But if that sounds like you, you're always welcome to join. I'll see you in the next one.